Your current financial information is tied to the 5 people that you're closest to. It's important that you really analyze and study that circle of influence, because you're going to keep getting what you're getting, good, bad, or indifferent, if you keep doing what you're doing. And listen, if you're a Nike, no-income, college-educated kid that's 28 and still living in your parents' house, get out. Go, get out. Get out of the house, go get a job, and start saving some money. Today we're going to talk about how to build an epic financial mindset, because the way you think costs you money. Okay, so listen, I know I came at you pretty fast, but here's the point. On this video right now, we're going to talk about strategies, we're going to talk about action steps, and what you need to do to change up your thinking to create massive action that's going to lead to financial abundance. It's been my experience whenever I study greatness, and by the way, if you watch a movie, or if you're listening to or if you watch a TV show or any kind of story that you hear within like 3, 5, or 10 minutes, you're really just hearing the glamour side of it. But everything in life that I've seen at success at the highest level is so messy along the way. And there's so many different holes, and there's stop signs, and there's dirt roads. There's all these different distractions that pop up all the time on the way to success. And today what I want to talk about is how to be able to overcome that, while at the same time making sure that you're breaking through the environment that you're in that perpetuates the same thinking that you have. Because once you could understand what goes on between your ears and being able to use your brain as your partner versus your brain, which could be bringing you down, and it's doing that because of the questions that you're asking. Once you really understand that formula, what begins to happen is doors start mysteriously opening, seemingly out of nowhere, but it's really because you're creating a different energy. You're asking an empowering question. And in this video, you're going to learn what those questions are. So by the end of it, you have a roadmap on what you need to do. So the 3 action steps that I'm going to talk about today is rituals. What are your rituals? Who's your circle of influence? And last but not least, what questions are you asking, and what questions are more optimal that you could be asking that could lead to better results? So the first point is, okay, what do you do when you wake up every morning? And you hear a lot of people talk about this, but do you read your cell phone? Do you look at your messages? Do you see what's going on? Are you addicted to that, the first thing you do when you wake up, and how that has an impact on your brain? Because that starts the day, or that starts the tone of the day on what you're going to do next. And if you've been doing that over and over again, and breaking that pattern is so important. So whenever you see success at the highest level, typically it's because those folks are doing something different than everybody else, but the first thing they have is world-class rituals that they're constantly optimizing. They're constantly figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And for you that's out there, you may have had different success points in your life. Take a step back, analyze those success points, where you were, what was going on, what happened, what was the formula you did to achieve those successes, and then begin to replicate that. But also model yourself after somebody, whether it's in your world that has what you want from a level of achievement with integrity, but model after them and follow suit, but add maybe 5% to that. Because if you model greatness and you add 5%, there's a good chance you'll be able to match that. The second thing that we like to focus on is, okay, what are the questions that you're asking? So if you ever go to Google and you ask a specific question, that's what pops up. And I think, once again, information is always being given to us. If you ask your brain a question, why does this always happen to me? Your brain is going to point out all the different times in your life why this specific thing keeps happening to you, especially if you ask the question when you're in a state that is maybe a little bit depressed, sad, down, confused. And what's going to happen is it'll just show in pictures in your brain all the different times, except it's going to dilute it, delete it, and distort it, and make you feel like even a more loser than you may feel like at that particular moment. Conversely, if you say to yourself, hey, what can I learn from this, while at the same time enjoy the process, build congruent relationships, bring in revenues and income on a daily basis, and at the same time grow my company, or at the same time grow my friendships, or at the same time grow in my entrepreneurial ventures. If you begin to ask those questions out loud in the mirror with high energy, high intensity, it'll get into your nervous system. Once it gets into your nervous system, and if you repeat the pattern through constant never-ending improvement, what'll then happen is all of a sudden, seemingly out of nowhere, the universe will begin to conspire in favor for you. Now, I know you're thinking, all right, Rob, the universe, what does that even mean? Well, let's just keep it real simple. If you ask the right question, if you surround yourself with the right people, and if you wake up every day with hard work, determination, and have leverage on yourself, there is a high level of success of you winning in that game. And last but not least, who is your circle of influence? Who are the people that you surround yourself with? Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, write it out. And then when you write out these people, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people, see what they do for a living. What is their income? And by the way, are these people that you're really connected to or that you want to be connected to? Are these people that you're trying to impress and you're not bringing your true self to the table? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. And then ask yourself, what do you want to do? What are your goals and objectives? What do you want to accomplish? Why are you special? Because you are, I promise you. And then once you can identify all of those whys, you can then create the massive action plan that you need to get to go where you want to go. And once you do that, you then want to identify the folks that you want to surround yourself with. And by the way, anything in life, it doesn't show up easy at the front door. Like here's success. It's right at the front door. You have to go and get it. Constantly reading, constantly listening to videos or audios with no extra time while you're driving the car, that could give you an edge in being able to take that next step forward, and then monitor and measure everything that you do. So for me here at Epic, what I did is I surrounded myself with proven winners. One of them was Chris Crone. Maybe some of you folks know who that is. He's a top 20 influencer on YouTube, real estate guru, peak performance coach, and I met him through a mutual friend, Sean Callaghy, who also owns his own company called Unblinded, plus 10 other companies. He speaks on Tony Robbins' stage once every 3 months. And what I began to do is become the student, not the smartest person in the room. I actually became the student. And once that happened, we went from 8 to 1,000 meetings a month. We started a YouTube channel. And for you that's watching this right now, you are seeking education. You're already taking that next step forward. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button below, because every day we are bringing out new content, information, strategies that can help you take that next step forward.